Well, that was an intro. Big Boss speaking. Operation Intrude N313. You're to infiltrate the enemy fortress Outer Heaven, then destroy their final weapon, Metal Gear. First, attempt to contact missing our Gray Fox, then try to find the Metal Gear. Use frequency 120.85 for all communication with me. Over. And the bad English begins. I'm getting sleepy. Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Metal Gear for the NES. As you can already see, it's a bit different than the MSX version. First off, Snake's color palette is nowhere near as cool looking due to sprite limitations on the NES and it being up, I believe, technically inferior console. It should be. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, things are going to work a bit differently this time. First off, as you can see, the HUD is nowhere near as interesting. In there, by the way, in that truck is the binoculars, but if I exited, that guy would just respawn and shoot me full of lead. Because the early on guards are very trigger happy. Anyway, one of the major differences is that no matter what in this version, if you get spotted and leave the screen, they stop chasing you. No matter what. Also, to the left and right on that previous screen, I believe, just loops. Don't quote me on that. That guy always notices me. I don't know why he does, but he does. Either way, we want to enter this truck on the left here, because in here is our good old friend card key number 1, noticeably less red. And we've located card number 1 and also caused the graphics on the top of the screen to turn gray for some reason. Either way, now that we've gotten that, for some reason these guards will just try and chase you down instead of shoot you. I don't know why they start doing that. Uh-oh, the truck have started to move! Ugh. God, that was painful to read. Get used to that. Let's wait here for a moment for this guy. Okay, your turn. And shift change at the worst of times. Anyway, we actually have to go to an equip screen this time from the pause menu. Well, first off, you can also pause in the menus. I don't get why. In order to equip our card 1. So now we can head through here. Sadly though, like Metal Gear 1 on the MSX, the thing where every card only opens its specific doors still is a thing, so we can't open a level 1 door with a level 3 card. I still call bullcrap on that, but, well. And here's our good old friend the gas mask, which yet again, we're going to need. In fact, you're going to notice a bit of similarities in this part. But I'll tell you for a fact that overall, Metal Gear 1 on the NES is fairly different. As you can tell, there are already a lot of different screens. Though I have to say, quite the more dynamic entry. Oh, we're getting a call from Big Boss. Big Boss here. Your mission is to infiltrate. No! Be careful not to let enemy detect you. Okay, that one wasn't as offensive. And the guard despawned for a moment there. Okay. Gotta say though, quite the more dynamic entry into Outer Heaven than just swimming up. We freaking parachuted down, although I don't think we ever see those 3 other guys again. You can technically hit on the right, but there's a pitfall trap very early on this time around. Those are still instant kills, so don't let yourself get hit there. Okay, your turn, once again. I don't even know why I let that guy go. We could just head to the right immediately, as far as I'm aware. Though I think their detection boxes are a bit different in the NES version, because they can see me when I'm behind solid things sometimes. And in here we get the landmines. They work more or less the same way. Place them on the ground. If an enemy steps on them, they go boom. Nope, 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 not here. See, not here. And in here we also get our old friend, the handgun. Which, like in the MSX version, we still need to get ammo for. Great. Great. Mind you, it makes sense to have an unloaded gun around, as opposed to pretty much every other game in existence where guns you find on the floor are loaded. This makes much more sense. And the elevator looking noticeably worse. Anyway, from here on out, things are going to start looking kind of familiar. Although this time you can actually duck under the cameras. I don't think you could actually do that in the MSX. I never tested it, honestly. And in this room to the left is still an ammo box, which I collect off screen, as you can see, because I now have 50 handgun ammo. Like in the MSX version, ammo boxes respawn. That was a close call. Actually, I don't know why he says that. Big boss here. I forget to tell you something. You'll need your gas mask in gas-covered areas. Schneider knows the location of the gas mask. Over. Yep, they pulled that again. Thankfully, though, I have a gas mask, which I got earlier. The one thing you can't do that you can do with the MSX version is open the door, equip your gas mask, then go through. If you open the door, go into your pause menu to equip the gas mask, the door will shut. You need to equip the mask in here. So that is a point off of NES. And either way, like in the MSX version, want to go into here for our next prisoner of war. That was a close call. Foxhound infiltrated the enemy several days ago. They've captured him, but he is alive. God, this translation is more stilted than some other games. I actually remember the NES's 25th anniversary, I think it was, or was it 20th? Either way, an issue of Nintendo Power had a lot of, like, the best of the NES for some anniversary of the NES, I believe it was. And I think it was Hideo Kojima himself who brought up the NES version of Metal Gear, but I need to look that up. I think that actual magazine is actually right over there in one of my boxes, but I don't recall. Anyway, Roller is still instant kill, so, don't do that. It's almost the exact same down to the pixel, honestly, though as you can see, the backgrounds for the most part are the same, though I think a little less detailed. But as a whole, NES Metal Gear looks a lot worse. Though I think it has a slightly better soundtrack. Slightly. It sadly doesn't have the theme of Terra in it, but it also has a bigger soundtrack. I think. It should. Either way, in there, like in the MSX version, we got key card 2, so now we can head up here, which I will do in order to collect, as there was in the MSX version, rations. Which I actually maxed out my location of off-screen. You can carry up to 3 of them at rank 1. And the prisoners of war, for the most part, serve the same purpose. They will give you information, and for rescuing 5 of them, you'll rank up. And as your rank increases, as does your maximum ammo capacity and health. And here we once again get missiles, rocket-controlled ones to be precise, or rocket remote-controlled ones. Yes, you control a rocket by throwing rockets at it. And now we're back all the way over here. I had to do a quick backtrack in order to get that. And we're getting a call. Big boss here. I forgot to tell you. Destroy the electric control panel to avoid high voltage shocks. Schneider can tell you the location of the remote-controlled missile. I believe Schneider's thing is 120.79, but don't quote me on that. You never, as far as I'm aware, need to call Schneider, which is kind of stupid, but oh well. Anyway, a bit of a weird control difference due to the fact that the NES had nowhere near as buttons as well a keyboard. They obviously changed how you get to certain menus. They also changed how attacks work. You had 2 punch buttons, more or less, in the MSX version. Whereas in this version, you have the B button, which is punch, and the A button, which is your weapon. And weapons and inventory is still a completely different thing, as you can see. The way you access the menu to select what you want, by the way, is by pressing the select button. Start just pauses the game. And here we once again get our old friend, the cardboard box, which, like in the MSX version, you can be harmed by enemies while you're in it, but as long as you don't move, if you're in the, as long as you have it equipped, you don't move, I suck at talking today for some reason. If you have it equipped, well, first off, in here you get the silencer, which silences your handgun shots. And in the room to the right, which you open with card key 1, you get a grenade launcher, which I'm going to get now. Let me restart my sentence on the cardboard box. If you have it equipped and you are in the line of sight of either a camera or an enemy, you will not be detected as long as you do not move. The moment you do, you will be spotted though. However, enemies can touch you, you'll be hurt, but they will still not notice you, I think. That was better. Good. Grammar. Good. I haven't slept in 2 days. Which is a sad truth. Christmas is interesting in my life. Now you know when this was recorded. Either way, let's head down to here in order to enter this door with card key 2. And free another prisoner of war. As you can see, I'm handling the way I'm playing this as well in the familiar areas quite differently. Just because, due to the slightly different layouts and technical differences, there are different ways to play it. There's also a couple more glitches in this version, as far as I'm aware, especially regarding the transceiver. With it, you can actually completely cause some obstacles to stop moving. And there's one particularly big glitch I'll be talking about in the final part that allows you to skip a decent chunk of the game. Anyway, here's once again the elevator. Now, I think in the MSX version, it went up to the roof immediately, but this time I actually want to head down to the ground floor. There's nothing up on the roof or on the second floor for us yet. I instead want to head south. And once again, we find ourselves here. I don't know how that camera noticed me. That's why I paused. I was behind the box. Either way, that was a close one. Foxhounder Agent Grey Fox is locked up in a hidden solitary cell room. We kind of already knew that, but oh well. And that's how you use rations. Go over them and press the A button. It's weird. Well, I think it's overall more accessible. I'll be getting into why later on. NES Metal Gear, I think, is actually also quite a bit harder due to the technical limitations and difficulty things. It's weird. I'll go over it more in detail later. Either way, gonna need card 1 for this next door, so get that out. And walk on over to it. I'm Tristan Taylor from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. I break out and set up voice at the randomest times, by the way, if you haven't noticed. That was a close call. The best way to get to the hidden cell room is to let the enemy capture you on purpose. And since we've rescued 5 prisoner of wars, we have now gone up to rank 2. Maximum ammo and health is increased. I'm just gonna let this guy spot me. Oh god, so many people! Okay, we're in this truck. We're set. Great. Well, this makes sense. Don't move. I'm not actually sure if you can move. You're under arrest. Well, this seems familiar. What is it, person? Big boss here. Infiltration accomplished. What? Now locate the Grey Fox's hidden cells. Check the way. Over. Oh god, that hint was nowhere near as obvious as it was in the MSX version. What you have to do is punch the wall. And here's Grey Fox, looking not like different like he did. Looking the same as all the others. You must be a newcomer to the movement. Am I ever glad to see you? I'm Agent Grey Fox. The enemy is constructing the final weapon, the Metal Gear. It is a walking tank. It has full nuclear capability and can traverse any type of ground. If the enemy can complete this, they can launch a nuclear attack from any spot on the Earth. The Metal Gear must be destroyed by any means available before it is completed. There's only one way to destroy it. The inventor of the Metal Gear, Dr. Petrovich, is the only one who knows. Dr. Petrovich is being held prisoner somewhere in building number 1. You must try to find him. Oh god, I'm cringing at the English. But with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 2, we'll be fighting a very familiar boss. See you guys then.